Hello friends, good morning. Today I am going to explain about technique of cryopreservation. It involves the following stages: development of sterile tissue culture, addition of cryoprotectants and pretreatment, freezing, storage, thawing, reculture, measurement of survival and viability, plant regeneration. First one is development of sterile tissue culture. Any tissue from a plant can be used for cryopreservation. Example: meristem, embryos, endosperms, ovules, seeds, cultured plant cells, protoplast, callus. Second one is addition of cryoprotectants and pre-treatment. Cryoprotectants are compounds that prevent the damage caused to the cells by freezing or thawing. The several cryoprotectants, which include the propylene sucrose, dimethyl sulfoxide, DMSO, glycerol, ethylene, acetamide. Among these, DMSO, sucrose, and glycerol are widely used. Third one is freezing. Four different types of freezing methods can be used: slow freezing method, stepwise freezing method, rapid freezing method, dry freezing method. What do you mean by slow freezing method? Slow freezing method means the tissue or the requisite plant materials is slowly frozen at a slow cooling rate of 0.5 to 5 degrees Celsius per minute from 0 degrees Celsius to minus 100 degrees Celsius and transferred to a liquid nitrogen. The advantages of slow freezing method is that some amount of water flows from the cells to outside. Next one is rapid freezing method. This technique is simple and involves plunging of the vial containing the plant material into the liquid nitrogen. During the rapid freezing, a decrease in temperature minus 300 degree to minus 1000 degrees Celsius per minute occurs. Rapid freezing technique is used for the cryopreservation of shoot and somatic embryos. Stepwise freezing method. This is a combination of slow and rapid freezing procedures. Next one is dry freezing method. Some workers have reported that the non-germinated dry seeds can survive freezing with very low temperature in contact with the imbibing seeds, which are susceptible to cryogenic injuries. In similar fashion, dehydrated cells are found to have high survival rate after cryopreservation. This is the dry freezing method. Next one is storage. Maintenance of frozen cultures at the specific temperature is as important as freezing. Storage is ideally done in liquid nitrogen refrigerator at minus 150 degrees Celsius in the vapor phase or at 196 degrees Celsius minus 196 degrees Celsius in the liquid phase. For long-term storage, temperature at minus 196 degrees Celsius in a liquid nitrogen is ideal. Fifth one is thawing. Thawing is usually carried out by plunging of from frozen samples in ampoules into warm water, temperature of 37 to 45 degrees Celsius. Bath with vigorous swirling. By this approach, rapid thawing occurs and this protects the cells from the damaging effects ice crystals formation. As the thawing occurs, ice completely melts and then it is transferred to the water bath at a temperature of 20 to 25 degrees Celsius. Next one is thawing, storage only. Thawing only. This transfer is necessary since the cells get damaged. If cells is left for long in warm at 37 to 45 degrees Celsius in water bath. For cryopreserved material, cells or tissues where the water content has been reduced to an optimal level before freezing, the process of thawing becomes less critical. Sixth one is reculture. In general, thawed germplasm is washed several times to remove the cryoprotectants. Then the material is then recultured in a fresh medium following standard procedures. Some workers prefer to directly culture the thawed material without washing. This is because certain vital substances released from the cells during freezing are believed to promote in vitro cultures. Seventh one is measurement of survival and viability or viability. This viability or survival of the frozen cells can be measured at any stage of cryopreservation or after the thawing or reculture. Next, staining techniques using triphenyl tetrazolium chloride TTC, Ivan's blue, fluorescein diacetate FTA are commonly used. This can be evaluated by the following expression: number of cells by organs growing divided by number of cells by organs thawed into 100. Last one is plant regeneration. For appropriate plant growth and regeneration, the cryopreserved cells tissues have to be carefully nursed and grown. Addition of certain growth promoting substances besides maintenance of appropriate environmental conditions is often necessary for successful plant regeneration. Thank you. This question will be asked for 10 marks. You can write it for 10 marks. If you like the video, please subscribe.